Finishing off the prelims, England's own Mike Grundy facing Makwan Amirkhani, a.k.a. Mr. Finland. This is a battle of durability, right? I think Mike Grundy is going to have a lot of adrenaline early in the fight. He's got to manage that, be disciplined, because he will have a huge advantage in rounds 2 and 3. And again, touching on a point that I bring up fairly often, we just did in a previous video here. When you take fights that, it's not like everyone's predicting you to lose, but it's tough. The odds are going to go one way. The thought process of most fight fans, pundits, whatever the hell you want to call them, they're always going to be in one direction, right? When Mike Grundy fought Movsar Evloev, not only was he able to deal with some of the damage that was coming his way, but he tried. He found opportunities to make a difference, to avoid some of those big strikes, to use his grappling. But Movsar Evloev is a potential title challenger in the UFC. So when you take on a fight like that and you get a taste of what that feels like in the early parts of your career, that's going to turn you into something special. One of his best friends, Darren Till, is going through the exact same thing with Khamzat Chimaev. So I'm very excited to watch this version of Mike Grundy fight because one of his best friends is in the main event. It's just such a good opportunity for him to showcase what he's good at. Makwan Amirkhani, how many times can we talk about the same thing? Tends to go up against strikers and maybe puts on a fairly good performance early in the fight and just fades. He loves the anacondas and the darces. He loves those chokes, those arm chokes and things like that. But you're not going to catch Grundy that easily. And that's where, for me, if Grundy's willing to stand up for a little while and do some real damage with Makwan and avoid the ground till he's about, Makwan's second, third round tired, I think that he's going to have a big opportunity there to submit him. I think he's going to be able to come up with a finish. But for Makwan, it's like, with being so good in the first round and maintaining that kind of that excitement, that's the toughest part of his game. Where's that durability going to come from? Where's that cardio going to come from? Because Mike Grundy, the kind of fighter is, pushes the pace, grappler style, but loves to get dirty. It just seems like a terrible, terrible fight for Makwan Amirkhani. And you really want to think about the striking. I'm going to see how good and how much better, I should say, Grundy is versus Makwan, who we've seen against top-tier guys. And that's where you want to really think about Makwan's skill level. Is he's coming off like Edson fights and things like that. And, when you think about a guy like Grundy, we haven't seen him as much. I think there's a lot of tape on Makwan to suggest where he's good and where he's kind of faulty. Whereas with Grundy, it's like the trajectory is just going up. And for me, the way I've seen him fight against guys like Movsar Evloev and then develop from there, it's hard to go against him. I just really like the durability, and I'm gonna assume that if this gets out of the first round, he's just gonna be able to have his way with him come rounds, second half of the second round and third round. So I'm going to go Grundy's a minus 140. I think that he can pull off a decision here, if not a late submission. So my guess, Grundy minus 140. Let's take a look. Ooh, so we're about 8 points off from the opening line. So Grundy came in as a minus 132, Makwan plus 115. But Grundy's moving up to that minus 180 to minus 190 range, with Makwan sitting at plus 150 to plus 160. I think that it's very clear that the striking edge is going to be a huge difference maker here. Add to the fact that the cardio of Makwan that seems to, leave him fairly early. If that doesn't happen, I think we're going for a very exciting fight of two guys that love to choke their opponents out, but need to get the fight there first. So I think that's going to be very fun.